If you think you aren't able to get to your goal by yourself, then you need to assemble a team. I'm Travis Rycoloby, and thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of the Tummy to Tuck series. This is part 4, the team. Now, although we're going to be talking about teams today, you might notice I am, in fact, walking by myself. But don't do what I'm doing right now, but listen to the message, because it could be something that really helps you move forward from where you are today to getting towards your goal. I'm sure you could list any number of pithy little quotes you've seen on motivational posters all over, such as, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Or teamwork makes the dream work, or whatever it might be on those posters in the cubicle farm you haven't seen at the office in 18 months. If you have a goal that you're wanting to achieve, and you're either still at the starting line and are not confident that you will be able to do it yourself, or if you have been working towards it already and have just not been making the progress that you had hoped to have accomplished by this point in the process, you may at some point just need to admit that it could just be you. Maybe you aren't able to do it on your own. Maybe you don't know how to do it on your own, or what steps you need to take to actually get there. When we have a goal in mind, it's very natural to assume that we can, in fact, do it all on our own. We love being the hero of our own stories. And it's a completely natural thing to think or feel that we know it all or can do it all ourselves. Unfortunately, most of the time that's not true. Even if we have achieved excellence in another aspect of our life, or with some skill set, that doesn't always necessarily translate over to other things. What does translate is that you can have the confidence that if you don't know how to do something or can't do something, that if you've achieved mastery or some level of proficiency in another aspect of your life, that you could do the same for something where you are a complete novice. But circling back, we all love to be the hero of our own story, which is an amazing thing. And we can, in fact, be the heroes of our own story, but the desire to be the hero of our own story can, in fact, hold us back from ever becoming that hero. Why? Because it makes us afraid to put ourselves out there and fail or embarrass ourselves or look weak or any of those other, limiting negative self-beliefs that keep a lot of people on the couch from ever getting up and moving towards their goal. And the reason this is because our hero selves that we have in our mind don't need help. They never ask for help. They can do it themselves. They can defeat the arch nemesis, which is, accomplishing the goal, essentially. They don't need other people. But this idea that heroes don't need help ever is clearly BS. We can look all around us at the things in our life, our environment, that require people to work together to help each other out to achieve a goal together that they cannot otherwise achieve on their own. Look at families. Families are a lot of work, and with parents, husband, wife, or whatever arrangement it might be, the job is a lot easier when you got both spouses working together to raise and grow a happy, successful family. Look at your work. Office departments are organized the way they are to create teams that all have their individual goals to work together towards for the greater whole of the company. Sports teams, again, you have the teams all working together. You might have the star athletes, whatever sport or team you might be following, but that star athlete can't do the job by themselves without the support and help of all the other players on the team. Not to mention all the actual superheroes we love watching in the movies and TV shows and comics, for the past decades. Look at all of them. You get all these people with either supernatural abilities or technological gadgetry to do whatever they want to do to fight the biggest, baddest enemies on the planet or in the galaxy. And despite the fantastic things they are able to do, at some point they all need help too. Look at the Avengers. Look at DC's Justice League. Take Superman, for example, a character who is about as invincible as it gets on planet Earth, who joins the Justice League in order to face the biggest threats and needs the help of all the other characters. Look at Batman, who is about as big a loner as it gets, as a moody, emo character can be, but guess what? Batman has Robin, Nightwing, Alfred, Batgirl, all these other characters who fight by his side, because ultimately he can get himself into a pickle that he needs help getting out of to overcome. And obviously with the Avengers, you got Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, all those great characters that had to come together in order to overcome their biggest struggle. You might say that your big goal isn't the same as trying to fight some super evil character, but you can reduce the lesson to the scale of your own struggles. Maybe it is just losing 5 pounds, or trying to start up a new little business, or improving your relationships, whatever it might be. You can scale that down to fit your own things, and so you can find the team at your own level to drive you forward. In addition to being too proud to ask for help, a lot of people don't want to ask for help because they do want that feeling of having done it all themselves. They don't want to share the credit with anyone else. But that kind of goes back to that, that idea that 70% of something is better than 0% of everything. So if you can't actually do it on your own, you're not going to get the big reward anyway. So if you can achieve the goal by asking for help, do it. And if that person, it's a coach, mentor, teacher, whatever, meaningfully helped you along the way, then they do in fact deserve credit. They might not get the trophy or the laurel, but they certainly deserve a high five and a handshake and a heartfelt thank you. But you have to remember, it's not just about getting a team, it has to be the right team for you. And the principle to remember with this is, I'm sure you've heard this before, is that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And the same will apply to the team you assemble around yourself to help you work towards your goal. The one thing to keep in mind is you don't necessarily all have to be working towards the exact same goal. You just have to be working together to meet your goals. You can't be working against each other. You have to be mutually supportive, and they have to have skill sets that complement yours that will actually help you move forward. So, for example, if you are looking to up your game at work, you can find a business coach or someone who's higher up who has more experience that can mentor you to help you improve your skill set, figure out the moves you need to make, and keep doing the work that will actually help you progress towards that promotion. If you are wanting to lose weight or get in shape, you can join a team or a group training program like Team Fit Enable. You may not have known, but Fit Enable Productions started as a youth training team program. Or join something like Camp Gladiator. I'm sure you've seen them out at our events. And Camp Gladiator is a great example of a team of people that comes together for a mutual goal of getting in better shape. All their personal goals might be different. It could be getting toned up, just getting stronger, losing some weight, whatever it might be. But they're all working together with a shared purpose of improving on their health and fitness. The final thing to keep in mind is that you're never too old or too experienced or whatever you want to say to need or be able to ask for help. Look at a lot of the big titans of entertainment and sports and business. Pick the name you want. If you listen to enough of their story or interviews they have, they all give credit to someone or many people in their lives who have helped them along the way, who have helped them up their game to get to the next level and to keep hitting those home runs, making those huge deals, winning those championships, whatever it might be. Pretty much all of them had someone when they were getting started, when they were young, help them out. A coach, a mentor, a special teacher, whoever. But throughout their entire career, even if they're still in their 50s or 60s, they all still have a mentor or a coach who is helping them increase their game, because they know once they achieve one goal, there's always going to be another one in the future, and they're probably going to need help to get that. So they ask people who have either achieved the goal or who can help them lay the best possible path towards it. If there's someone out there who has done it before you, ask them for help. They know where the pitfalls are. It might have taken them 10 years to achieve that goal, but if you get their help, you can reduce your own journey to just a few years. And the great thing about experts and masters at any skill or craft or trade, whatever it might be, they're really interested and excited to be able to pass on what they know to the people coming up behind them. They don't treat it as competition. They look at it like, hey, this is a great thing to have. I want other people to have it too. So there's no point in being shy or feeling shame asking for their help, because they're sitting there waiting to find people who will come to them and that they can share that with. Then in time, you can turn around and share what you've learned with people coming up behind you, because it's part of that process that you've heard before. See one, do one, teach one. The path to mastery ultimately does require you to be able to teach what you've learned to other people. So even if you haven't achieved your own goal yet, but you're getting close and you're substantially along the way, it might actually help you achieve that goal sooner if you are then starting to help people who are working towards the same goal, but they're a few steps behind. It's like being a mountain climber who had someone help them up to the summit and then turned around and pulled the next person up behind them. You get that same feeling of euphoria for the achievement, but it's so much better when you have other people with you enjoying the view. To sum up the idea here, to get from wherever you are today to achieve whatever goal you have set for yourself sometime in the future, ultimately requires you to get out of your comfort zone and push through some really difficult things that you might not otherwise want to do. In order to do that, might require an act of humility, which in itself is, for many people, getting out of their comfort zone of being proud or prideful and thinking that they can do it all themselves. But an act of humility to admit that they do in fact need help and to ask for that help. There is no point being a solitary loser who never accomplished anything. There is all the value in the world of being part of a group who has achieved great things. If you're just getting started and are concerned about being able to do it yourself, or again, if you have been doing the work but you're not making the progress you had hoped to, do some self-reflection. Look at your plan. See, is it working for you? Does the plan include the right steps? Do you even know what steps you need to take? And if you start coming up short on some of those answers, you might just need to figure out, yeah, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, or I'm just not doing the right things. And go ask for the help. Find that coach, find that mentor, whoever it might be, to help you level your game up so yet you can achieve that goal. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Don't be too shy to ask the coach what you can do better so that he'll put you into the game. At some point, that whistle's gonna blow and the game will be over. And you don't want to be that kid who just sat on the sidelines the entire game and made an accomplishment out of eating all the snacks while the rest of the team was out there scoring points. That's just a brief summary of why you might need to join a team, or you might just want to join a team because they can be really fun. Even if you can't accomplish your goal on your own, just having that social aspect can just make the whole grueling process of achieving goals and doing the hard work that much more fun and easy. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on future episodes. Part 5 of Tummy to Tux drops next week. I hope you'll be there to watch it. If you think anything in this video or some of the other episodes of the series will be helpful to someone you know in your life, please share it with them. They might thank you for it sometime in the future. As always, thank you for racing with Fit and Able.